You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The second annual Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic is on Monday, October 27th at FedEx Forum. Don't miss Memphis women's basketball as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or the long-awaited return of former Memphis head coach John Calipari when his Arkansas Razorbacks face the University of Memphis Tigers in charity exhibitions to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the FedEx Forum box office.
We have to notice the sleeve.
Not quite. Just
Come
a little
on.
something.
But you
Just a
said
little.
you're going to add more to it. It's going to.
I will. It'll get there.
Go up.
Tom Lee
it's
Park.
yeah, but
Tom Lee Park. What? I
got
saw
the
the
little bridge there too.
Oh, I saw the Grizz Bear, but I didn't see Tom Lee Park.
That's real love right there. You can't cover that up, Zach. You can't cover that
Never.
up.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
I'm here. My name is Gary Parrish, speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough Studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Bennett Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope you're ready to stay up late tonight because the Grizzlies' first road game of the season is on tap, and it's in California. 9 o'clock tip. We'll talk about the 2-1 Grizz momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 20 minutes from now, Michael Eaves is going to join me. He, of course, hosts SportsCenter for ESPN. I'll talk to him about a number of things, including an interesting coaching carousel situation in college football. The LSU job is now also open. Woo! Michael Eaves is going to join me in the next segment. Finish talking to him, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we'll discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories. Among them, Ryan Silverfield's Tigers upset USF on Saturday and reignited their college football playoff hopes. Huge victory. We'll celebrate it in about 40 minutes. Ole Miss won at Oklahoma this weekend to improve to 7-1 on the season. Afterward, Lane Kiffin, the Ole Miss coach, had a interesting back and forth with an OU player. He told him he said, pipe down. He said, pipe down a little bit. We'll show it to you in just a bit. Vanderbilt beat Missouri 17-10 on Saturday to improve to 7-1 with game day in Nashville. Commodores are now ranked 9th in the AP poll, highest ranking in 88 years. We'll applaud our friends from Nashville. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Bennett's Tennessee Titans, they lost again yesterday. Final score, Colts 38, Titans 14. They're now 1-7. We'll discuss how bad they stink. We'll do that in the third segment. And the Hoops to St. Jude Classic, it is tonight inside FedEx Forum. John Calipari is back in town with his Arkansas Razorbacks. I'll get you ready for that during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then about, I guess, 80 minutes from now, I'm going to be joined by former Tiger Rodney Carney.
Hey.
He's in town for Arkansas and Memphis to be recognized inside FedEx Forum because not only is he a former John Calipari player, he's one of the best John Calipari players we've ever had. He's the third all-time leading scorer in Tiger basketball history. Rodney Carney will join me around 11:20. Then we'll eventually do GP's carry-out and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to. But I did want to start with your Memphis Grizzlies because we are now, we're 3 games into this 2025-26 season. Game 4, it's scheduled for tonight. It's in San Francisco. Grizz Warriors inside the Chase Center, 9 o'clock tip. You can watch Pete, Brevin, Rob on the FanDuel Sports Network. Eric Hasseltine, he's going to have the call on the Memphis Grizzlies Radio Network. Big Ben Bennett, it's good to see you on this gloomy Monday morning. We're 3 games into the season. I tell you what, let's start with this. Give me your 3 biggest takeaways from the first 3 games of this Grizzlies season. They are 2-1. Victory in game 1, victory in game 3, game 2. That one got a little weird, but 2-1's 2-1.
Yes, it was a weird weekend. It was a fun weekend. It was an up and down weekend. How about that? My biggest takeaways. So the first one's easy. It's Ja. He played in all 3 of the games. Mm-hmm. We were, wondering what might happen when he twisted his ankle in that first game against the Pelicans and coming into a back-to-back on the weekend. He played in all 3 games. He said he wants to play all 82, and right now it looks like he means it. So I thought that's the best development from the whole weekend.
He's on pace to play 82.
That's the biggest.
Say whatever you want to. He's on pace to play 82.
Yeah, that's the biggest development from the weekend. I think just too, I don't know. I'm not questioning. Last year was so weird. I'm not questioning anything. I'm just saying, maybe in situations where it's iffy, he might sit, he might not. It looks like he's going to trend towards playing. That's what I took away from the weekend. So I thought that was a great development. And he got 7,000 career points over the weekend. So good for him.
Hey, not everybody who plays professional basketball is able to do that. That's an accomplishment.
Yep. Number 2 is the rookies, specifically Cedric Howard. He had the big game on Saturday, 27 points. I think the biggest thing, me and Roser and Jess were talking about this, if he can be what he was on Saturday, I think it changes a lot for this team. I think
if he shoots 100% from 3,
or just gives you this kind of production, especially on both ends of the floor, like he looks like he could potentially be that 2-way wing that the Grizzlies have been searching for a long time. Obviously he was great offensively on Saturday, but he's playing really good defense too. So I think that was awesome. Shout out to Javon Small too. I think he's averaging 6 assists per game. He had 16 points on Saturday. He looks like a guy that you don't have to worry about when he gets out there on the floor. Like he's taking care of the basketball. So I think the rookies so far, you're really excited about. Obviously Cedric Howard, but Javon Small looks like he could potentially be a nice pickup as well for the Grizzlies. And then the last one is rebounding. Mm-hmm. We thought it was going to be a problem coming into the season. It is a problem. They were out-rebounded through 3 games. I think the number was 148, 129. Jock Landale's averaging 6 per game. Jaren's averaging 4 per game. Santi's 7 per game. They're not bad numbers. The problem is the one really good front court you played against in the Miami Heat, they demolished you on the boards.
Bam, just 8 all night.
Yeah, and so rebounding's a problem, and big depth is a problem early in the season. Like Jaren and Jock Landale both fouled out in the first game. Jaren had 4 fouls in the Miami game. It was better against the Pacers, but again, not as good of a front court you're going up against. And so big depth is a problem, hence them signing Charles Bassey yesterday.
Right, and keep in mind, it's just a hardship waiver signing. If Charles Bassey was designed to be an impactful rotation player for a playoff team, he wouldn't be available at this point. But, we'll take whatever we can get at this point.
Depth,
because this is going to be an issue, perhaps throughout the season, but certainly at least until Zach Edey, the former lottery pick, is able to return to the starting position in the middle. It's interesting, we didn't exchange notes, but if somebody would have asked me the same question I asked you, give me 3 takeaways from the first 3 games of this Grizzlies season, all the stuff you just said is stuff that I would have touched on. Let's just start with the obvious, the first place you started. Ja, he has played in all 3 games. And to me, this is the most important part, including both nights of a back-to-back.
Yes.
That's a good sign.
When he was hobbled.
Yeah. And now, listen, he is right now averaging a team-high 22 points in 26 minutes per game. And that 26 minutes per game is, I don't want to look up in February and it still only be at 26. But keep in mind, it would be 28 if not for the fact that he only played 22 in Friday's 32-point blowout loss to Miami. Like, we needed Terry Rozier. I mean, my God, we needed Terry Rozier.
Friday was bad.
Why did the FBI have to get involved? Like, couldn't they wait one more week? Man, if we'd have got Terry Rozier on the court Friday night, we'd have had a chance.
I was like, man, them coming in here after all that, I was like, oh, man, their minds ain't going to be right. We're going to get them here. They're shaken by all this news going on as of late.
And it turns out the opposite was true. I think they probably had a players-only meeting and was like, listen, we got Terry out of here. We don't know if anybody else in here is manipulating the outcome of games. But just in case, hey, everybody who's not manipulating anybody who doesn't have a working relationship with the mafia, let's come out and play hard tonight. Let's come out and play hard tonight to try to prove to the world that we can be trusted as a franchise. And the Grizzlies were on the wrong end of that. We needed the FBI to wait one more week. We didn't have Terry Rozier there to try to manipulate the outcome of the game. And that's a tough deal. So we had to play the Heat on Friday night fair and square. Not everybody has to play the Heat fair and square, but we had to play the Heat fair and square. It did not go well. They gave up 86 points in the first half.
Dude,
it's 24 minutes of basketball.
I felt like I'd been hit by a bus.
My God, what are we doing? Down happened? 39 at the half. This is my larger point. I promise I ain't going to sit around and talk about this nonsense for much. My larger point is this. Once your reality is you give up 86 and a half, you're down 39, ain't no real need.
Let's move on to the next one.
Let's just move on. Ain't no need to be playing John Jaren much at all after that. So Ja on Friday night only played 22 minutes. Jaren only played 21. But the good news, again, is that they both played in all three of the first three games. This is the first time that's happened since October 2021. You mentioned Cedric Coward. Certainly, he looks the part so far. Awesome performance Saturday in that 128-103 win over the Pacers. He took 13 shots. He made 9 of them. Finished with 27.6 rebounds, 4 assists in 24 minutes off the bench. He was a game-high plus 36 in that game. On Saturday night in downtown Memphis, this is a fact. I heard Pete Pranica say it. Cedric Coward became the first person in the history of the world, to go at least 6 of 6 from 3 in one of his first 3 regular season games in the NBA. And now through 3 games, Cedric Coward is averaging, as a rookie, 19 points, 3.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 1.7 steals in 22.7 minutes per game. He is shooting 70.4% from the field, 72.7% from 3, 91.7% from the free throw line. He is top 7 in player efficiency rating in the NBA. Not among rookies, not among Grizzlies, not among first-round draft picks. In the NBA. It's early, but top 4 in win shares per 48 minutes in the NBA right now. Cedric Coward is in that group. Do you want to know who else is in it?
Who?
Victor Wembanyama, Luka Doncic, and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I like that company.
That means the American player with the highest win share per 48 minutes in the NBA right now is Grizz rookie Cedric Coward. Bennett, do you plan on taking your children to Cedric Coward's Hall of Fame induction somewhere around, 2050, I
Maybe
assume?
I need to start planning.
You do need to start planning.
I think what I gathered from all that you just said is he is our next great American star.
It looks like it. We've been trying to find the American face of basketball for a while now, and
we found him.
It looks like
we might have found him.
Cedric Coward's face. It's Cedric Coward's face. Needless to say, I think these numbers are not going to hold, right? I mean, if they do, we are watching.
Shooting perfect for your whole career. I don't think it'll hold, but God, I hope so.
I don't think it'll hold, right?
Okay, maybe not.
This is a trap sometimes people fall into. Like, if Cedric Coward can do that, that's why I quipped. Yeah, shoot 100% from 3? Yes, if Cedric Coward or literally anybody else can do that, that would be amazing. He's not going to shoot 100% from 3. If he does, he's going to go down as the greatest player in the history of the sport.
That's correct.
Okay? But he has shown enough through these first 3 games to provide an incredible level of encouragement to the franchise, to the fan base. And when you see these numbers early, it is easy to understand why the front office was willing to maybe take a temporary step backwards after trading Desmond Bain so that they could maybe take an eventual big step forward, thanks to the addition of Cedric Howard. That was the bet. And so far, so good.
Yep.
You touched on Javon Small. He's given the Grizzlies quality backup point guard minutes right now.
He really is.
Like 8.3 points, 5.7 assists, 1.3 rebounds, 20.7 minutes per game. He's 41.7% from three on 4 attempts per game. You know, he was +6 against the Pelicans, only -6 against the Heat. Everybody else was minus 50,000.
A million,
right.
yes.
And then +18 against the Pacers. So Javon Small, the 48th pick in the NBA draft that was held barely 4 months ago, is +18 in 62 total minutes so far in his rookie season. So all in all, like, there's some encouraging stuff through the first 3 games, even if game 2 was obviously a disaster. Now looking ahead, you get the Warriors tonight at 9 o'clock. And, like, think about this for Cedric Howard now. You know, this is a young man from the West Coast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's coming off, you know, an incredible performance. He is starting to get real buzz. Like, people noticed what happened Saturday night.
Yeah, I saw like some Bleacher Report stuff. There were some graphics going around.
Well, I mean, like I can just tell you, as I'm sitting here in the 9 o'clock hour finishing prep for this show, I get a random text from one of my editors who lives in New York. Cedric Howard is nuts. That's the text. That's from one of my editors who lives in New York. He doesn't care about Memphis. He's not a Grizzlies fan. He's just an NBA fan. But Cedric Howard is now on his radar. Okay. So imagine you're Cedric Howard tonight. You're from California. You're back home in California. And you're playing against Steph Curry and the Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a cool experience for him tonight.
It's a big one. It feels big. No Al Horford tonight, by the way, for the Warriors. We got that yesterday.
I hope none of them play.
That's a little helpful. We talked about the rebound.
I hope none of them play.
Yeah.
So tonight, Warriors. Yep. Wednesday night at Suns, 9 o'clock. And then Friday night, we get the Lakers at home, 8:30 on Halloween. This is sort of like I don't know, good and bad. On one hand, it's a big circle the date the Kings come into town.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see LeBron, you want to see Luka. We now know you're not going to see LeBron on Friday. You're not going to see Luka on Friday. Luka has been ruled out for at least a week. He's got a left finger sprain and a lower leg contusion. He'll be reevaluated in a week. So on one hand, kind of stinks we don't get to see LeBron and Luka in downtown Memphis on Friday. On the other hand, it makes it a much more winnable game than it otherwise would be.
Mm-hmm.
So significant underdogs tonight. I think the number as of this morning was 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, that might be the best team in the NBA.
But I've seen some computer stuff that projects you as a favorite in Phoenix. And then, you know, it's a Friday night at home against the Lakers with no LeBron and no Luka. You got to knock that out. So you do that, you know, go 2-1 in these next 3 games, just like you went 2-1 in your first 3 games. And I think you can add that up to 4-2 through 6 heading into Sunday game at Toronto.
I'll take it.
I'll take it too, Big Bet Bennett. I'll take it too. Michael Eaves is up next.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season is on, and our 10-game packs are the ticket to your ultimate fan experience. Whether you want to see the big names or just cheer on your team on the weekend, you can save money on a ticket pack that fits you. Choose from 4 different pack varieties or stack multiple packs to make sure you don't miss any marquee matchup or electric atmosphere this season. Visit Grizzlies.com packs to get your ticket pack today. Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizz Nation gets set for tip-off 1 hour before every Grizzlies home game with the warm-up show. Get the latest news, notes, and analysis live from courtside at FedEx Forum.
Who's going to be the tougher team that rebounds and prevents second-chance opportunities?
Join me, Lang Whitaker, along with Michael Wallace, Jessica Benson, and other personalities from Grind City Media, Memphis, and around the NBA. 1 hour before every home game, live at Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app. Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. I'm inside the Built Ford Tough Studio, and on Mondays in the second segment, I'm joined by Michael Eaves, who, of course, among other things, hosts Sports Center for ESPN. He joins me now. Michael Eaves, how are you on this Monday?
Not too bad. It's sunny here in New England, so that's cool.
It is not sunny here in Memphis, but we'll get through it.
Like it, yeah.
But we'll get through it. Hey, I saw you retweet something that I wanted to ask you about because it's something I've subscribed to for a while now, and that something is this. This right now is actually the best time to be an American sports fan. We've got the World Series going on, college football, NFL, MLS, NBA, NHL. Like tonight, I get to watch Game 3 of the World Series. Shohei Ohtani is going to be playing. Mookie Betts is going to be playing. Steph Curry and John Morant are playing basketball against each other. Patrick Mahomes is playing football on national television. I think this is the sweet spot of being a sports fan. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it is kind of cool how the calendars align, if you will, this time of year, especially on this particular day, because you mentioned those games. You also have a couple NHL games and MLS. So all the like major sports leagues in the country have games tonight. So as a sports fan, like you have everything at your disposal. It's really cool. I personally like May is like the best sports month because you get the NBA and NHL playoffs. You get the PGA Championship, you get the Kentucky Derby. Like that to me is my favorite. And we also usually have like a big combat sports event, either boxing or UFC during that time. So that to me is my favorite, but it is kind of hard to beat this one particular day here in the fall, especially with the World Series going on because, you know, and you mentioned Shohei Ohtani, one of the greatest players we've ever seen is going to be in action tonight with the Dodgers trying to take a 2-1 lead.
Let's settle there for a second. The Dodgers are still the favorite in this World Series, obviously, but there's a massive difference just in terms of perception, attention, vibes, if you will, being 1-1 headed to Game 3 as opposed to if Toronto were actually down 0-2. How big was it for Toronto? And I know this runs counter to what you think because they were the home team, but to at least get one before they got to go on the road to Dodger Stadium.
Oh, it was huge. Right. It was really huge, especially considering everyone will say that from a starting pitching rotation, the Dodgers have the best rotation in this series. And considering how well Blake Snell had pitched prior to Game 1, most people thought if they were going to win a game, it wouldn't be Game 1. So they get that. Now they got to go on the road and play 3, so that's huge. But what Yamamoto did in Game 2 was absolutely ridiculous. His last 2 starts in the playoffs have been something we haven't seen in decades, to go complete games in back-to-back starts in the playoffs. That just doesn't happen anymore in Major League Baseball, and he seemingly did it with ease after giving up an early run in both games. And so now as the Blue Jays, you feel good that you got a split, but now you know you got to go on the road and face that team again with those pitchers and that lineup. And, oh, by the way, Ohtani is one of those pitchers and one of the hitters in that lineup.
Yamamoto is interesting because what he's done these past two starts is both amazing and infuriating. On one hand, they tell us over and over again, we just don't ask pitchers to do that anymore. They can't do that anymore. And then he does it in back-to-back games. Why can he do this, but we don't even ask other people to try?
Well, one thing that helps him do that, though, Gary, is his efficiency.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you look at where he was in the 7th, 8th inning, he wasn't even close to 100 pitches yet. He got to the 9th inning, he got over 100 pitches. So whenever that number became the benchmark for pitchers in baseball, to me, it took away that question for a lot of guys, can you keep going? So in order for a pitcher to even get to that point where they're allowed to pitch 9 innings, they had to be very efficient. And he has done that in these two games, these last two starts, despite giving up an early run. Like, I made the comment the other night that it's like a modern-day Greg Maddux. Like, Greg was so efficient with his pitching. That's why he pitched so many innings. And then someone came over top of me, yeah, he's Greg Maddux, but he's got a John Smoltz fastball. So he's out there with just absolute filth that he can either pitch to contact, the way Greg Maddux did, or in a certain situation, if he's in somewhat of a jam, he can strike you out as well. That's how good his toolbox is right now there for the Dodgers.
Interesting day yesterday in the NFL, in part because the Jets get a victory and Justin Fields held what I thought was a remarkable press conference. Obviously, his owner, Woody Johnson, had created headlines for reasons that'll never make sense to me, making some, whether they're right or wrong comments about his quarterback, others can debate, unusual comments that seemed out of line for an owner to be talking. And then Justin Fields leads his team to a victory and used his press conference yesterday to point out, yeah, it's been a hard week. I found myself lying in my closet crying. We don't hear professional athletes or many men, frankly, open up this way too often. What did you make of what we saw? Forget on the field, off the field from Justin Fields.
I thought it was remarkably enlightening.
Yeah.
And he even prefaced it by saying, I want to be really vulnerable right now. And that's not something men do. And we certainly don't do it in public on that stage. So for him to put that out there, to me, was so brave. Startling because we just don't see it. But it also gives us an indication of what a lot of these players go through on a day-to-day basis when they're getting criticized, whether it's from fans, media, or in that case, the owner of the team for which he plays. Like, that can be a lot of weight on any person's shoulder. We're like, oh, he's making all this money. That has nothing to do with the dude. When you're sitting there doing a job, you're not always thinking about how much money you're making. Plus, your money's relative to what everyone else is making. So that also doesn't matter. But for him to admit that as almost part of his journey and his process and taking us inside what it's like to be not just Justin Fields that particular week, but probably more athletes than we realize on a consistent basis going through that. Now, what you said about Woody Johnson, I agree with. It was absolute trash what he did. Yeah. All right. Look, he's the owner of the team. He can say and do whatever he wants. Clearly, that is the case. That doesn't mean he's right. Right. What he said may have been accurate, but that doesn't mean he was right in saying it in that form. Right. And here's the thing. He's sitting there blaming the quarterback. Woody Johnson been the owner of that team. How long has that team been trash under his ownership? How many coaches have been there? How many quarterbacks have been there? The thing that's been the most consistent has been Woody Johnson. So if he's looking for a place to start pointing fingers and blame, he should start in the mirror, because his decision-making process that has led to this rut of play by this franchise for so many years. And at this point in a public forum, you're going to pick out one quarterback who's not playing well because you don't have a good offensive line in front of him or any of these other issues. Right. To me, so it was just completely wrong for Woody Johnson to do that. And the irony, you pointing blame somewhere else other than yourself, to me was stark.
I'm going to let Bennett cry about the Titans in the next segment, but I want to ask you about the other side of that team yesterday, and that was the Colts, who won again convincingly and are now in some people's minds the best team in the NFL with Daniel Jones at quarterback. Explain to me how this happened.
Coaching and environment. So many players, especially quarterbacks, because they're drafted way too high sometimes and put into bad situations. And we question, that he was never good. Well, the environment probably wasn't good because most of these guys go into bad situations, right? You put them in ideal situations and give them time to grow and develop, then you will see that talent actually pay off for you. And it's so rare that these teams put these quarterbacks in ideal situations. Patrick Mahomes is a great example. Where he was drafted and then the situation in which he started his NFL career probably could not have been better for him. And look how he has turned out. I'm not saying Daniel Jones is Patrick Mahomes, clearly. But you put any quarterback with any talent, and all of them have talent, they wouldn't be drafted where they are. They wouldn't be as successful in college. But they have to be in the right environment, either from a coaching standpoint, which leads to a scheme, personnel, everything around you, culture, all that stuff matters. And so many of these quarterbacks are put in bad situations. That was the case for Daniel Jones. And now he's in a tremendous situation there in Indianapolis with a Pro Bowl running back behind him. Actually, the whole running back room is fire. He's got that. He's got offensive weapons on each side. He's got a good offensive line. He's got a coach who knows how to put everybody in the right position. That's how it plays out. Now, are they the best team in football? Who the hell knows at this point the way games have played? They have the best record in football. That is unquestionable. They're scoring more points than anybody in football. That is unquestionable. So as it stands right now, the Colts are legit based on what they've done to everybody on their schedule. But to your point more specifically, it's about putting people in the right position with good coaching and good culture around them.
Is there a lesson to be learned here where we're watching these traditionally bad franchises, Jets, Giants, Browns, draft quarterbacks very high because they're picking very high and they're always in search of the next great thing? They get them. They don't know what to do with them. Is there a lesson here of let's let the bad franchises draft all these guys high, pay them all this money, and we'll take them 3 years from now when they think they're a bust, but they just don't know what they had?
Yes, but it takes a lot of courage and self-confidence in your organization to do it. Yeah. Because if you don't pick one of those guys up top and they do pan out, everyone will be like, look who you skipped out on. Look who you skipped out on. But you have to understand, and I've said this on your show multiple times, Gary, you have to know who you are and who you are not. Are you a team right now that is capable of developing a quarterback in your current environment? If you are not, then why waste all that money on a draft pick at that level when there's a better chance than not he's not going to turn out, right? You just have to understand who you are not, and be confident in your choices to make yourself who you want to be. And most teams just don't do that because they feel all this pressure and the owners are paying all this money so that everyone wants immediate dividends on everything they invest. That's just not how the game works. And those who are most successful always play the long game. And that's what more teams should do as opposed to trying to get rich quick off an early draft pick.
So for a blink, we had something fun going on in New York with the Giants. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterbo. Now they've lost 2 straight. That's just reality setting in, I guess. And then Cam suffered a not-so-great injury yesterday. He's done for the season. Is that story now done until we pick up next year, or is there still something for Giants fans to be optimistic about in this particular season?
I feel like it's done because most of the excitement, even before Jackson Dart became the starter, was Cam Scatterbo.
Yeah.
Like, he was the one that brought so much energy and life and hope and optimism to this team, seemingly out of nowhere, right? And now that's gone. And Jackson Dart is his own personality, and he has his own set of tools, which if you're the Giants, you should feel good about the future of that position. But I don't know, man. It was just Cam and the way he energized even the older guys on the team, the way they spoke about him. Right? Like, they loved having him around. Like, you know, the kid brother that doesn't annoy you, right? He makes you laugh, but then he goes out there and plays like an animal, right? I just don't know how you can replace that if you're the Giants, because it came out of nowhere and now it's gone all of a sudden. So there has to be deflating, right? You got something you didn't expect, then all of a sudden it got broke. Have it anymore. So I just don't know how they respond from that. And overall, to your point, they lost 2 games in a row. Even if he did play, they still don't have the overall talent they need to be that team in that division or that conference. But I'm not a Giants fan. I don't root for any teams. But it was fun. That Jackson Dart's, Cam Scatterbo little run, that was fun while we had it. And we hope that they can, from an entertainment standpoint, we get it next year there in New York.
Last thing before I get you out of here, another big SEC job opened yesterday. Brian Kelly out at LSU. Now, preseason number 2, Penn State, job is open. Preseason number 9, LSU, job is open. Preseason number 15, Florida, job is open. Preseason number 4, Clemson, that's iffy. Preseason number 1, Texas, there's reports that coach is looking for a way out. Preseason number 8, Alabama, seems fine now, but was in trouble a few weeks ago. What do you make of where we're at with college football coaching, men getting in Brian Kelly's case, perhaps $50 million buyout, and universities pulling triggers on these people very quickly. Just it's an unusual time to be a college coach and perhaps a never better time to be a on the rise, pretty good coach.
I think the first thing we should point out, the media is trash at picking teams who are the best in the country when the season starts.
Yes.
I think we should start there because they just do it off name and program as opposed to actually being able to evaluate an entire roster. But we need those rankings early part of the season to help our TV ratings, number 1 versus number 8 in a game. That's why we have them, first and foremost. And that's why once we get to the college football rankings are way more accurate than the preseason rankings. Having said that, I don't know why these programs do, but they just continue to pay out money based on hope and expectation when they haven't had anything proven to them yet, right? So time he was at Notre Dame, everyone thought Brian Kelly underperformed. So why would then LSU turn around and spend all that money when they fired Ed Ogeron to bring him in? Same thing happened with Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M. All that money to come over from Florida State and just to pay him that money to not coach. Same thing with James Franklin. Like, they're just throwing money at these coaches as if that money's going to win them a championship. I know the boosters are about it. Hey, we need more wins. Here, I got $15 million. Frank over here's got 12. We're going to go get this coach, and he's the next guy. But you don't know, Gary. No one knows who's going to be great. And they end up spending all this money as if they are. So you're going to have $50 million. And I couldn't care less about how much money they spend for these buyouts, right? It doesn't affect the school. The boosters pay for it, so the hell with them. But all that money, now you're going to go out and pay another guy, probably come in making as much, if not more, than what you were paying Brian Kelly. And I bet this guy's never won a championship.
Yeah.
What are you doing? How about someone coming in and then earning? You're paying these people like at Kentucky. Mark Stoops is paid as if he's a top 10 college football coach.
Right.
We can't get to a bowl game consistently. We can't get to double-digit wins consistently. And I'm not mad at Mark Stoops. That's not his fault. Go make that money, dog. They're going to pay you. Take that check. But it's on the administration. It's on the school presidents and the boosters who are out here like, yeah, that guy. Look at Indiana. Who in the hell thought Indiana would be ranked number 2 in the country? And who knew the coach before they hired him?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just have to be very vigilant at what you're doing and just stop throwing money at all your problem things. It's going to solve it. That doesn't happen in college football. It doesn't happen in most aspects of American society. So why they do it at that level of football still baffles me.
That is Michael Eaves from ESPN. Make sure you're watching him on the Worldwide Leader. Follow him on X at Michael Eaves. That's at Michael Eaves. You're the best, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll talk to you next Monday.
All right, man. Be good.
Bye-bye. Michael Eaves from ESPN. These buyout numbers are wild.
Wild.
And I'm with Michael. Like, I don't care. I'm not pocket watching. But, like, there's going to have to be a course correction on this stuff because it is way, way out of whack. And so the question becomes, well, how did we get here? You know how we got here? Amateurism. Here's what I mean. For decades, as media rights deals increased, we started building bigger stadiums, bigger arenas, season ticket sales, merchandise, all of the ways that people in college athletics were making money, but the players, based on the rules, the illegal rules, but still rules that were in place, could make anything. All of these universities, not all, but like lots of them, certainly at the power conference level, they had more money than they quite literally knew what to do with. So they would hire 50 associate athletic directors. They would build the best practice facility you've ever seen. They'd put lazy rivers through their practice facilities because that might look cool on social media. And yeah, they'd start paying their coaches $5 million, $8 million, $10 million, $12 million. 5-year contract, 7-year contract, 10-year contract. You kept having to outdo everybody else because this is where all the money was focused on these types of things because you didn't have to give it to players. You weren't even allowed to. So you get agents like Jimmy Sexton and other people working in that industry, and they're just playing each one against the other. It's like, okay, you want this coach. Well, he's making $7 million a year right now, and he's got a 5-year contract. All right, what if we offered 7 years at $8 million a year? Okay, fine. Well, that's the new standard. Now somebody else wants to hire a coach. Well, my guy's making $8 million a year, got a 7-year deal right now. Well, what if I make it 10 for 10? 10 years, $10 million a year, $100 million contract. You just keep going up, because it's like, whatever. This is what we have to do to get this done, and this is where we spend the money. Well, now you're in a place where you do have to spend it on running backs, quarterbacks, and linemen, and it is a little tighter. And now you're in situations where you're having to pay out $50 million buyouts, pay somebody $50 million not to coach you. Like there's going to have to be a course correction on this.
For sure, because, I mean, LSU is going to complain when they suck and they don't have as good of a roster as Texas A&M.
What all feeds into
they're paying
itself.
him $50 million.
You pay somebody all this money, and then you say, but you're not winning enough, so we got to get rid of you because we need somebody else who can do it. But, like, you thought this guy could do it. It was a $50 million mistake. It's just like the college football coaching industry is wild right now because we've also kind of decided when the Indianas and the Vanderbilts and schools like that step in and, like, you know, start taking spots in the top 10. Like 2 of the spots in the top 10 right now are occupied by Indiana and Vanderbilt. One's a basketball school and one's one that you just thought was a nerd school in the SEC that could never win at anything. Well, they're taking up 2 spots in the top 10 now. Well, those are 2 spots that aren't going to traditional powers who are probably paying their football coaches and their staffs lots and lots of money. So what happens? Boosters get upset, fans get upset, put pressure, and at Penn State they say, hey, we got to make a move. At Florida they say, hey, we got to make a move. At LSU they say, hey, we got to make a move. So it's just all feeds into each other. You can't be making that much money and not going to the playoff. You're fired. Okay, but now what? Who do we hire now? Like, who are you going to hire now? It sounds like everybody wants Lane Kiffin. Well, only one school can hire him, and none might. He might just stay at Ole Miss. So if you're LSU, what do you do? Like, who are you going to be able to hire that was more accomplished than Brian Kelly? And at Penn State, who are you going to be able to hire who is more accomplished than James Franklin? Like, honestly, you could just take James Franklin, put him at LSU, take Brian Kelly, put him at Penn State, and those programs would probably be about as good as they're otherwise going to be. We're just rearranging people's job titles at an incredible expense rate. And at some point, there's going to have to be a course correction where athletic directors or university presidents just say, we can't be handing out 10-year contracts worth $100 million, because the way college football is these days, even if we love our coach right now and think he's worth $100 million, in 3 years, we probably won't. For the same reasons Florida State doesn't love their coach anymore, Penn State stopped loving their coach, LSU stopped loving their coach. So now where are we? We look up in 3 years, we probably hate our coach, and we owe him $70 million. Why are we even putting ourselves in that situation? There's got to be a better, smarter way to do this. And the universities at some point are going to have to figure it out, because right now the agents are taking them to the bank. We come back, turn our attention to Tiger football. Massive win this weekend at Simmons Bank. They upset USF and are now the favorite once again to represent the Group of 5 in the college football playoff. We'll dive into that next. Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzly stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis. Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
I have never seen someone talk that much trash to a Memphis Tigers basketball team.
Yeah, you were talking crazy.
I had a dunk. I remember I turned to the stands and some lady, probably in her 70s, was giving it to me. I was like, sit down. I'm walking out the arena, cups and beer. I'm like, golly.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either, and that's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays and the evenings and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in, and Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Ryan Silverfield's Tigers upset USF on Saturday and reignited their college football playoff hopes. Huge victory. Final score, Memphis 34, number 18 at the time. USF 31. So the Tigers are now 7-1 overall, 3-1 in the American, and the favorites to represent the group of 5 in the CFP. ESPN updated their projections immediately after this game went final, and according to their algorithm, for whatever it's worth, they say Memphis at 27% has the best chance of all group of 5 members to be the 12th seed in the college football playoff. If you're looking at different projections, CBS Sports has number 12 Memphis playing at number 5 Georgia Tech in the first round of the college football playoff. ESPN has it number 12 Memphis at number 5 Georgia. Look at us, Bennett, back to talking about the college football playoff again.
Let's go.
I didn't know if we were going to be able to do this.
Oh, I did. I mean, if we won this game, we were going to be right back in it. We knew that.
But I didn't know we were winning this game.
Yeah. Well, it didn't look like it for a long time.
For most of the game, it did not look like it.
No, I mean, dude, it's just like all the credit to like that coaching staff and those players for like that was just an awesome, all around awesome effort in the fourth quarter of that game. Like they stuck with their game plan, and it worked. And I thought, frankly, Ryan Silverfield outcoached Alex Skolish in that fourth quarter big time. It was just super impressive, man. Listen, they were down 31-17 to start the fourth, so it was looking bleak. And I was having a rough go of it this past weekend as a Memphis football fan because I know you saw the UAB hype video.
Bennett led the UAB hype video, and not in a good way. Not in a good way.
Well, actually, it wasn't me being like, UAB sucks. It was me being like, be careful because look, you know what could happen in this game. That's what it was, man, and that's what happened.
I sit at home on, I guess it was Friday. Was it Friday night? I guess I'm sitting at home on a Friday night, and the UAB video pops, and I didn't see it. I gather it had been tweeted earlier in the day. It didn't make it to my phone, but somebody retweeted it and tagged us in it. And then next thing you know, I'm watching an 8-minute UAB hype video. I'm ready to run through a wall for Chris Mortensen's son. Mm-hmm. But there's Big Bet Bennett right at the front.
At the very front of it.
I mean, you led off the game. You were like Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
You were leading off the game.
And this is, I get all my phone's blowing up. This is after the Grizzlies just got beat by 1,000,000 points. I'm doing the post-game show. Yes. And then I got to see that. I'm like, this is the worst weekend ever. And it flipped quickly. So good stuff. And just an awesome one. Ryan Silverfield's 3-0 versus Alex Golish, by the way.
Owns him.
Yeah.
Owns him.
Yeah.
That's what people have been talking about. the way Ryan Silverfield owns Alex Golesh.
I mean,
do you think Alex is comfortable with that?
Probably not.
To be owned by a fellow AAC coach?
Probably not. Also, big shout out to Brendan Lewis. Like, we didn't know if he was going to play in this game. And, coming into it, like, they did throw the ball a lot in the first half. It didn't really work for him.
He didn't look like himself.
No, he didn't look like himself. He wasn't running that much. And then in the second half, it was just like, he was, he didn't run as much as we've seen. But it was a warrior mentality, man.
He had a warrior mentality.
It was so good. It was so good. I'm so, just happy for them, man.
It saves your season.
Yeah.
Keeps things alive that you wanted to keep alive. And I don't mean to be hyperbolic. I apologize if I am. But that could really be a life-changing outcome for Ryan Silverfield. Like, you lose that game and then lose another one. And then we spend the entire offseason like, all right.
Yeah.
All right. But, come on.
You didn't win the big one.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah, right.
You blew it, and then you lost another one at home, and then you lost another one. And
yeah. It's right. It's got to be Ryan Silverfield's biggest win.
You're supposed to be in the American Athletic Conference championship game, but you're never in it. And, what's going on? You got the best funded program in this league. We all know this league isn't great, and this isn't where we want to be, but you are funded better than anybody else in the league, and you don't win the league. What are we doing? That's the type of conversation we'd be having, to the extent we'd be having conversations at all. Instead, we're having conversations about a 7-1 football team ranked in the AP poll, once again, 25th now, and again, the favorite to represent the group of 5 in the college football playoffs. So everything's in front of them. Like I told Jess this morning, not many coaches in the country can honestly look at their players in a team meeting today and say what I'm about to say, but Ryan Silverfield can. Hey, guys, we're 7-1. We are, in this moment, projected to be favorites in each remaining regular season game. In this moment, we are projected to represent the American in the college football playoff, and we don't need anybody to help us to do that. We don't need somebody to upset Navy. We don't need somebody to upset Tulane. We don't need somebody to knock off Boise State. We don't need to look at anything else in this world. As long as we win the games that are in front of us, the games that we are expected to win, based on where we're at right now, we will, for the first time in school history, participate in the college football playoff. Not every coach in America can say that. Most coaches can't. Ryan can. This is not daydreaming, man, wouldn't it be great to win the lottery type of stuff. This is all you got to do is win these games that computers currently project you to win, and we are going to experience things with this football program that we have never experienced before. By winning that game on Saturday,
yes, sir,
it puts us back in a position to do all that. So there's a scenario where a different outcome this past weekend, and we are barely talking Memphis football at all the rest of the season. Now, you got everything in the world to talk about, and a Friday night game on tap against Rice.
And I'm hoping that UAB game, I just hope that
you can't possibly get caught again.
No, and because it is one of those weird. It's a Friday night. It's Halloween. It's on national TV. They're 3-4. They're not the worst team in the world.
Well, you saw the ESPN guys who were in studio. I think Zubin was in there and Trevor Maddich maybe, and even they were talking about the UAB loss.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching the Cover 3 podcast with my friends at CBS Sports, the college football podcast. And I was listening to them yesterday. And it was they just looked ahead. They just weren't.
They looked ahead.
They just looked past them. They were looking to USF and possible game day and all that stuff, and they got caught. You can't do that again.
No,
you cannot do that again.
Because it is a similar situation. Because we got another huge game coming up soon in Tulane.
Right.
I mean, that's going to be the one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah. If you care, Massey Ratings has it Memphis 36, Rice 17. And then the next game, Memphis 31, Tulane 28.
Massive game.
Followed by Memphis 27, East Carolina 24, followed by Memphis 31, Navy 23. Memphis is projected by MasseyRatings.com to be a favorite in each of the next 4 games. If they do that, and they win them. Oh, Bennett, it's good stuff.
Let's go. Good job, y'all. Yep.
Number 2.
Hey, for now, Lane Kiffin's still coaching Ole Miss, and he's coaching them well. Went to Oklahoma.
Yeah, man.
Won a game. And afterwards, this was a neat little moment. He's doing his post-game interview on the field. Lane Kiffin is like the successful head coach typically does. And an Oklahoma player comes over and gets in his shot and appears to be trying to say something to him. But Lane Kiffin, he ain't got time for it in this moment. He said pipe down a little bit. Kyra, let's watch Lane Kiffin and David Stone post-game interaction.
All to go. Here's Molly.
Coach Kiffin.
Quieter now than before.
Oh, are you talking a little bit to Oklahoma's players?
This guy yelled at me like during the game like 5 times how great they were, and we can't score on them.
Get out of my frame.
What do you think?
Oh, I love it.
I don't mind it. It works for Lane. I don't think I would. I would try, if I were a head coach, I would try to stay above that.
I get it, but at the same time too, like, you just talked about like amateurism and like you don't necessarily have to look at this anymore like you can't talk to student athlete. Like that dude's probably like gonna play in the NFL and he's already made a ton of money. Like he's a professional athlete. You can say whatever you want.
To be clear, I'm not like Lane Kiffin was out of line. None of that. I'm not a big fan of coaches talking to players.
Yeah.
I would like to think I would try to stay above it, but I don't know that I could. I want to be clear. Just when I say things like this, like if I were a coach, I'm not a coach. I have no idea what I would do, right? I'd like to think I would stay above it. But is there a part of me that could see myself after I'm coaching a football game and this young guy is yelling at me the whole game? Like, what are you talking to me for? People say coaches shouldn't talk to players. Maybe players shouldn't talk to coaches. Why don't you shut up a little bit? You talking to me the whole game? Is there a part of me that could see a part of me popping back at some point, even right in the middle of an interview with Molly McGrath? Maybe I could see it. But typically, I think I'd like the coaches not talk to players. Either way, it's interesting times down in Ole Miss. Have you seen the rest of their schedule? I mean, it's like they're barring like a Memphis UAB situation, they're a lock to be in the playoff now. I mean, they're going to get there.
That's pretty fun.
And it's all happening at a time where the head coach is linked to multiple big-time jobs, the Florida job and the LSU job.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine if he left Ole Miss for LSU? My God.
This is one, man, I could think it through a million times. I don't know that there's a right thing to do or a wrong thing to do. This is very much a personal decision. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
It's a personal decision that you have to decide what you want out of life in this moment. And I really do believe you could take 3 different people and tell them, all right, you're the head coach at Ole Miss. This is what you've done. This is what you're coming off of. Mm-hmm. This is what your contract will be. This is what your resources will be. Or you could leave and go to Ole Miss. And go to LSU. This is your contract. This is the deal. Or you could leave and go to Florida, and this is the contract, and this is the deal. What do you want to do? And I think you could take 3 different people, and they might have 3 different answers. Mm-hmm. And they would all be reasonable answers. One guy would say, if I was unemployed and they offered me LSU or Ole Miss, no question, I'm taking LSU. But I'm not unemployed. I'm the coach at Ole Miss. I'm home. Like, they love me here. I know my yoga instructor. I know where I get breakfast every morning. Like, I don't want to walk away from this. This is a good life. And somebody else would be like, man, I'm taking the Florida job. Both of you are crazy, right?
Yep.
It's
tough.
It's tough. So Ole Miss fans are in this weird situation that I think Memphis fans used to find themselves in. Like, you've got this coach who is now winning at an unusual level. At Memphis, it was in basketball, but it happened in football with Mike as well. You got a coach winning at an unusual level. He can clearly, this would be true on the Memphis basketball side, compete for national championships. He's doing it. John was doing that at Memphis. Lane is doing that right now at Ole Miss. But theoretically, there are bigger jobs out there that might be wanting him, and you're scared that he might leave for one of them. How do you balance all that? It's a weird way to experience a historically great season. excited about what's happening,
right?
Worried about what it might lead to. My opinion on that has mostly always been just enjoy what you're doing and worry about that other stuff later. Because, like, if your approach to life is anything other than that, it just seems overwhelming. Like, you ready for this? I don't mean to freak you out, but you ready for this? You're going to die someday. I hope it's not for a long time, but, like, you will die someday. And if you wake up every day thinking about that, I'm going to die someday, like, well, that's a weird way to live, right? Is Lane Kiffin going to leave us? I mean, maybe, but, like, you want to worry about that every single day while you're ranked in the top 10 and coming off of a victory at Oklahoma? Like, just enjoy what you're doing and hope that at least it's something so good that it's hard to walk away from, even if presented with incredible opportunities. But worrying about it every day it just seems like a weird way to spend your energy. So if I'm an Ole Miss fan right now, I'm fired up. I got one of the best teams in the country, coached by one of the most desirable coaches in the country. And we've got a schedule going forward that makes it more likely than not we're going to be in the college football playoff. Focus on that and, let the other stuff land wherever it lands later.
Number 3.
Bennett Doyle, Vanderbilt, won again. Also 7-1, just like Ole Miss. And is now ranked 9th in the country. It's the highest AP poll ranking for Vanderbilt in football in 88 years. And Diego Pavia, the electric quarterback, is now like top 5 Heisman hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real story. This is a real story, one of the best stories in college football.
I want to see them in the college football playoff. That's too fun.
And
Vanderbilt, I mean, come on, man. They have been terrible in the SEC forever.
And not just terrible, but a joke.
Yes.
Not just terrible, but
not a joke, because it's like Vanderbilt's such a good school,
But here's what I mean. When Louisville got really bad at basketball under Kenny Payne, it was like Louisville's really bad at basketball. But it wasn't like Louisville basketball is a joke. It was like Kenny Payne is ill-equipped to do this job, I guess. And you got to get that back to where it needs to be. And when Vanderbilt was bad at football, it was always like, who even knows who the coach is? It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
There's just Vanderbilt. They're bad. They're a joke. It's just always Vanderbilt was the joke. Not the coach who's losing games is the joke. The Vanderbilt program is the joke. I know why you got them in your league, because, you want to prop up your academics and say, we've got one of the best universities but they're not competing with you in football. They don't even, your fans fill up their football stadium when you go to play them. You beat them there, you beat them at your place, everybody beats them, Vanderbilt's a joke. My whole life, that's what Vanderbilt football has been. And now it's like a real respected, reliable, competent thing. And it is a reminder that whether it's John Calipari at UMass once upon a time, or Brad Stevens at Butler, or now you're seeing it, Kurt Cignetti at Indiana, at the power conference level especially, a special coaching talent can win anywhere. Tony Bennett used to win at Washington State. You know how hard it is to win at Washington State in men's basketball? Tony Bennett could win there. That's when you knew he was special. Not when he won the national championship at Virginia, when he consistently went to NCAA tournaments at Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Vanderbilt. They've got a real coach who has built this thing, strong foundation, and turned it into something that is respectable. It's why in the NFL, when we talk about, the Jets franchise is a joke or the Cleveland franchise is a joke, just get the right people running these things. You can flip it. Everything else is just colors and logos. What is it about Vanderbilt football that made it bad? They didn't have good people running it. Perhaps didn't support it the way they needed to, but by and large didn't have good people. The rest of it is just colors and logos. You get the right people in the colors and the logos, you can turn anything around, particularly at the power conference level. Invest in it, get the right people running it, you can make anything good. Invest in it, get the right people running it. That's what they've done at Vanderbilt. To circle back, that's what they've got at Ole Miss right now too.
Mm-hmm.
But that is what they've done at Vanderbilt, and they have been able to take a joke of a program pretty much my entire life and turn it into a program that hosted game day this past weekend, and then got another victory over a ranked team to propel it into the top 10, highest ranking in nearly 9 decades. Congrats to Vanderbilt.
Number 4.
Your poor Titans lost again.
Yeah.
I watched some of this yesterday.
Oh.
I had it on.
Good time, huh?
It just looks sad.
Yeah, I mean, they're officially the worst team in the NFL. Jets won yesterday. Had that come from behind victory to beat the Bengals. So the Titans are officially worse. I know I think the Saints are also 1-7. Got a big game coming up versus the Saints in a couple weeks. But the Titans are the worst team in the NFL. It's not even close.
Let me tell you the exact sequence that I was like, well, this is sad.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really in the game, but you're kind of in the game, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like
you're trying to get back in the game.
You're like,
yep.
yeah, whatever. And there's a 4th down moment, and Cam Ward clearly wants to go for it.
Yeah, I think it was 4th and 4, and you're on like the Indy 42. Yep.
Which, like, you should be going for it.
Of course you should.
They don't. And then Jonathan Taylor, I think it's quite literally the next play from scrimmage. Just breaks off a long run.
Yep.
And it was like, your quarterback wants to go for it. There's no logical reason not to go for it unless you are actually trying to just like not possibly put yourself in a position to maybe win the game. But even in the spirit of tanking, that becomes counterproductive because you are still trying to develop a number 1 overall pick quarterback, and cutting his legs off at the knees is not the way to do that. So I get you don't want to win big picture, but you also you need to be developing Cam Ward, or you're going to go watch him be an all-pro with the Bucs someday. All right? So there's no good reason not to go for it there. Your quarterback is deflated because you're not going for it there. And then even if your logic is, we're just playing a field position game right now, to have the other team's running back just take it all away on the first play from scrimmage just has to, just deflate everybody.
Yeah.
The whole thing has to just feel like, what are we doing?
Owned the Titans over the years, too. Yeah, and Cam Ward yelled at his coach on the sideline after that play you're talking about, which, right, like Mike McCoy, he'll be gone. Like, he's not auditioning for the job or anything. He's just kind of there. So it doesn't even matter. I did say, we talked about this, it might have been last week, but, coming up to that Colts game, and just, people are kind of calling out the Titans owner because it's the worst run organization in the NFL right now. Like, they're just a disaster. And, I mentioned the Colts owner and the complete differences. And she's there on the sideline. They're up 1,000,000 points. And there she is with her clipboard.
I don't know even what to make of that.
No, I and that's fair. And, like, I don't expect the Titans owner, Amy Adams, to do that. Like, that, but she's just absent. Like, she doesn't, talk about this team that's the worst team in the NFL.
That's right. The Colts thing is interesting. I'm not going to argue against it because, like, whatever they're doing there is working.
They're awesome.
That seems a little showy to me.
It might be a little show off. It might be a little show off, but I respect that she's like, I'm here. I care about this thing being great. Like, I really care about this thing being great. And they are, man. Like, they got a chance. They do. They look great. And Jonathan Taylor looks like a freaking MVP candidate right now. Like, we'll see what happens there. But
that was just a sad football game. And it was weird because, God. I had the other games streaming on YouTube, I guess, but it was like if all you had yesterday in Memphis was just like
you did for a window, yes,
basic cable, like if you just had normal TV, the only game you had on in that afternoon window was the Titans-Colts game, and the Titans were just embarrassing.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
You got the NFL should give you some kind of like option there.
You should be able to get out of that.
You got to be able to get out of that and watch something.
You can't just sit there. Like, it shouldn't cost you $500 on YouTube to get out of that.
No, man, not at all. You got to have something else.
That's tough.
Number 5.
Big night tonight inside
yes, it is.
FedEx Forum. Doubleheader, Vanderbilt women and the Memphis women, followed by the Arkansas men and the Memphis men. It's the Hoops for St. Jude tip-off inside FedEx Forum. Proceeds benefiting St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Obviously, it's all designed around bringing John Calipari back here. And many of the players who played for him in those 9 years he spent as coach of the Tigers. We're expected to have, I believe, roughly half of the players who played for John in the building tonight. Among them, Rodney Carney, who is the 3rd all-time leading scorer in Tiger basketball history. You know, I don't even know if Rodney realizes this, but every once in a while when you get into these conversations, somebody will say, so when was it again that you were the beat writer at the Commercial Appeal Tiger Basketball? And I would say I was kind of like around for 5 years. But the first year I was mostly just a backup Tiger beat writer, helping out Phil Stukenborg with Tiger football and Zach McMillan with Tiger basketball. And then I spent 4 full years as the full-time Tiger basketball beat writer. And they'll say, okay, what years were that? And I say, it's the Rodney Carney years.
Yep.
My 4 years as the full-time beat writer were his 4 years on campus. First game against Syracuse at Madison Square Garden. Final game against UCLA at Oracle Arena. And we had a lot of good times in between there. Rodney Carney is here at FedEx Forum. He's going to be on the court tonight just before 8 o'clock to be recognized alongside John Calipari, a lot of his teammates, a lot of former Tigers. But before he does that, he's going to sit in here with me. I'm going to chop it up with Rodney Carney next. It's the Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live. Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season is on, and our 10-game packs are the ticket to your ultimate fan experience. Whether you want to see the big names or just cheer on your team on the weekend, you can save money on a ticket pack that fits you. Choose from 4 different pack varieties or stack multiple packs to make sure you don't miss any marquee matchup or electric atmosphere this season. Visit Grizzlies.com packs to get your ticket pack today.
Welcome back, Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South. We're inside the Built Ford Tough Studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. That's where tonight, Hoops for St. Jude tip-off taking place. Doubleheader, Vanderbilt women against the Memphis women, and then it's the Memphis men against the Arkansas men, with John Calipari back with his Razorbacks, and will be surrounded in a pregame ceremony by roughly 3 dozen of his former players, among them Rodney Carney, who has scored more points in a Tiger basketball uniform than any person ever, other than Keith Lee and Elliot Perry. Is that still weird for you to hear out loud? You are the 3rd leading scorer in Tiger basketball history.
It is weird, and I guess during my years here, looking at the stats and climbing up, I'm like, I ain't going to get there. I ain't going to get past Penny. And then boom, past Penny. I'm like, man, what's going on? But I can say, that one year, if I didn't get hurt, I'd probably have been a little bit higher. I was scorching that year. I think it was my sophomore year. I was probably went higher. But nah, it's still surreal, man. Good things came from coming from this university, man. It's real good.
First, let's just back up. It's just good to see you. How you been?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. Just living life, you know, family life. My daughter's in college at West Virginia at Marshall. My son's 17, Indianapolis, you know, doing his thing there too. Family's good. So it's good to come back because my father's side of the family is here.
Right.
And just to see, you know, what all transpired since I left.
It's funny hearing you talk about your children. I was a young beat writer at the time, so we aren't too big of an age gap between us. But my mother reminded me of this when she heard me say Rodney Carney's coming in. My oldest son's first basketball game ever to attend was at Madison Square Garden, Duke in Memphis.
Oh, wow.
That game.
Yeah,
and
that
so
game.
she remembered that as you were a part of all of that.
Yeah, I definitely remember that game because as we were building the program up, getting better, and all of a sudden the senior year we look up, Duke.
Yes.
We like, oh, like we made it now. We here. So when we put up a fight against them, just actually to beat the teams to get up to that point. But yeah, we here. We almost got them too.
I want to back up all the way to the beginning because as I was going to break, I mentioned every once in a while somebody will ask me, so when were you the Tiger basketball beat writer? And I say the 4 years that I was full-time beat writer, it's Rodney Carney's career. My first game on the beat was your first game at Memphis. My last game on the beat was your last game at Memphis. If I remember correctly, though you were like Indianapolis Star Player of the Year and all of that stuff, you weren't like 5-star recruit. And the connection was Tony Barbie being from Indianapolis. He was on staff here with John. And I remember somebody from back home telling Tony, you need to come look at Rodney. And then the next thing I hear about it, I'm talking to Clyde Wade. Weird the things you remember. Talking to Clyde. And I said, so what about the freshman? What have you seen? And he said, we got a dude named Rodney who can go from the free throw line. I remember that vividly. What do you remember about your recruitment and how you ended up here in Memphis? Because I think this is right. You were also born here, even if you didn't live here.
Yeah. The recruitment. Obviously, if you're from Indianapolis, you know there's a difference between county and city.
Gotcha.
So city is the inner city schools, and kind of like, you know, Memphis got the inner city schools too. We weren't highly recruited at all. We were seen as, you know, good athletes, whatever, but they can't make the grades.
Right.
So my high school coach, Bobby Wilkerson, who played for the IU's undefeated team as a point guard, defensive player of the year, he was like 6'7". So he basically told me not to play AAU, which was a bad idea back then. So me not playing AAU did not give me the looks I needed to get. Right. So going forward into my high school career, the only reason why I got certain looks is because I made the Indiana All-Star team, which is basically the best players in Indiana. Sean May was the Mr. Basketball at the time, so I did well then. Then right after that, Barbie recruited me, and then Oklahoma. Oklahoma was really good. They just went to the Final Four at the time. So I seen how Memphis was playing, DeJuan Wagner, Burks, and all that. I was like, no, that's it. I got to go there. In order, we had preparations to like, hey, maybe you can get to the NBA. So I guess Memphis was the choice, and the rest is history from there when it comes to the University of Memphis. But it wasn't the best. I was not highly recruited at all. At all. I was 200, 300, so it wasn't a good time for me then.
But you came in and made an immediate impact. Like you played here, and that first game was against Carmelo and Syracuse, the eventual national champions. If I remember, Jeremy Hunt played well that game. What do you remember about that night, just being in the Garden for your first college basketball game?
Prior to that night, we had a luncheon at some place in New York. It was on a boat or whatever.
Okay.
And mind you, I've never seen 5-star recruits or anything like that. So we're passing Syracuse as a team. So Memphis is on this side, and then Syracuse on this side. So I'm like, who's that tall dude, like 6'8" with the braids? Oh, it's Melo. He moved like a guard. I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody do that ever in my life. So, you know, fast forward, ball tips up, my assignment, Carmelo Anthony. So he gets it. Everybody just cuts through.
Right.
And he just, all right, jab, bap, bap. I'm like, oh. He's moving like a guard, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to press up on him. All right, he gets it again. Boom, boom, get to I'm like, oh, my God, I can't do nothing with this guy. So that was a hell of a night because Carmelo had his coming out party.
Yes.
But I had to find a way to score and, to make my mark too. So I'm running up and down the court athletically trying to dunk, shooting threes or whatever. But Melo was a man against boys that night.
Yeah.
And he was throughout that whole college season. And that wasn't the only time Melo was finished with me. 33 and a quarter, that was on us. We was Minnesota Timberwolves.
You did that too?
I started off on him. So he got hot, I got took out, it was over. So,
What's that like on a basketball court where you, for the first time, I'm assuming in your life, it's like, I am ill-equipped to deal with this?
it was frustrating because I've never dealt with that before. And I'm thinking I'm as athletic as anybody in this country. But at that time, against him, it did not matter if I was more athletic, if I was quicker, because he was smarter and he was bigger. So after 10 points or whatever he had on me, I'm like, all right, Coach Cal was like, we need to send help. Right. So Rodney, send him to the baseline. So whenever he got it, I'll try to send him to the baseline with Red or Big Earl down there. But he still had his way. It was extremely frustrating.
So you guys go to the NCAA tournament that year.
Mm-hmm.
That's lost to Arizona State. Go to the NCAA tournament the next year. Go to the round of 32. And I always tell people, if there was not so great seasons of Tiger basketball I covered, incredible seasons of Tiger basketball I covered, and then there's a crazy one. And the crazy one was 2004, 2005. Let's relive that for a second. Yeah. You guys are coming off of a trip to the NCAA tournament. This is when Sean Banks had a nice freshman season. If I remember correctly, he comes back literally the night before classes start, last minute. He looks skinny. He looks, let's just say, not well. And I just remember that being a fight from the jump. And I don't mean a physical fight, although we got there. But I was in the Finch Center every day in those practices, and that team was divided, unlike anything I'd ever seen. It was like Darius Washington, and it almost felt like, I don't mean to phrase it this way, but the good guys and the not so good guys went in different directions. And you're 7-7 after a loss at Texas when OG punches Sean. Ronnie, I got to the Austin airport the next morning. We were flying commercial, and Sean has a black eye, and I'm trying to figure out what is going on. It all leads to the missed free throws in the Conference USA tournament. Yeah. Just take me back to that season and how bananas that whole thing was.
Leading up to that season, we were for sure this is going to be a good season because obviously we're bringing in Darius Washington, the national freshman of the year. Sean Banks is coming back. I'm getting better. We got other guys coming in. We thought it was going to be a good season, but like you said, leading up to before classes start, Sean's not there. We're like, man, what's going on?
Right.
So he gets back. Mind you, Sean is one of the most talented players I've ever played against. Yeah. So we're in the gym, and he's, shooting and getting his stuff going. He didn't seem like the Sean of last year.
Right.
Like he didn't work on anything at all. And I'm like, what's going on? So Cal immediately kind of sees into that, and he's on him. Fast forward, the chemistry's not there. D-Watch comes in. He's highly touted, so he wants to make his mark. It's a little thing between him and Sebastian Telfair. Sebastian Telfair went to the NBA. He did not.
Right.
And he's trying to make his mark, and Sean's trying to get his footing, and I'm trying to establish myself. So it was just everybody was.
Yeah.
And things happened, even more things happened behind closed doors, and fast forward, Texas came.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going up against a good team. LaMarcus Aldridge, P.J. Tucker, Daniel Gibson, and things didn't go right. We lost. Conversations happened at the free throw line between Sean and OG. OG says, I'm going to do certain things to you. Sean's like, you ain't going to do nothing.
Just to clarify, this is the way I was told. They're literally in the middle of the game, and OG says, when we get to the locker room, I'm knocking you out, whatever.
Not clean.
In his own term, in his own words.
Yeah. So
literally walked in the locker room and threw the punch.
Cal, it was before the locker room. Cal told the story last night at Blue City.
Okay.
Because I forgot about it. And Cal was walking forward, and he looked back, and OG, man of his word.
Yeah.
What was that stuff you were saying? It wasn't a punch.
Okay.
It's a smack.
Got it.
I don't know how to smack like this. But
it
did. But yeah, since then, I think Sean had a couple more games and was suspended, and then we didn't see him for the rest of the season. And then we were just trying to pick up the pieces from there. I mean, it started like it was going to be a good season.
Yeah.
It just ended. We had a chance to make up for it. It's just free throws and.
We get to that Saturday morning inside FedEx Forum. It's the Conference USA Tournament Championship game. Despite all the ups and downs, you're there. And Darius is at the free throw line, down 2, make 2 to tie it, 3 to win it. He's shooting 3, no time on the clock. I can still see it. It is the most gut-wrenching sports thing that doesn't involve injury. You know, I don't want to see somebody collapse, cardiac arrest, torn Achilles. Take injury out of it. I can't remember feeling sicker for a young man and for all of you guys. What do you remember about that moment?
I remember that very vividly simply because we had to claw our way to the championship. We had to play round 1, 2, 3, all that. Yeah. No rest, no nothing. 40-minute games, all that. So we put on a good showing going up to that. So the game's tight. You know, Darius gets fouled. And me and Francisco Garcia was sitting back there on the bench just watching because obviously they had the red lights on the I still think they should have took that off.
Yes, because it looks different.
Yes, it looks very different. And obviously the pressure's on. So D-Wash, needless to say, is a confident guy. Yeah. Very confident guy. So he makes the first one.
Good.
I'm like, please calm down. Please concentrate. And misses the second. Francisco looked at me. I was like, oh. So I'm thinking, D-Wash is so confident they're going to make the next one. And clank. And I've never expect D-Wash to fall like that. And he did. And it's a horrible thing to see, but it's also a horrible thing that those moments kind of defined his career. And anybody who mentions D-Wash, the free throw guy.
Yeah.
I wish he had more moments that would actually kind of push that to the side. But yeah, it wasn't a good feeling at all.
Yeah.
So, but there goes our season. D-Wash confidence. To me, he wasn't the same sense. But
no. I mean, if you go back and watch it, the look on his face, even after he missed the second shot, it was like
he was shook.
He was shook.
He's seen the first one.
He was like he couldn't believe he missed it.
Yeah. Then it hit the back rim. We all had shots like that. Where it's like, that's good. But hit the back rim, and like, oh shoot, that means you're a little tense.
Because you know you're going to overtime when you miss the second one, regardless.
Well,
right?
no, you don't. You weren't.
I'm saying, you know what I mean.
The best case scenario.
Best case.
Overtime. And then you miss that, it's like game over.
Oh, yeah.
The pressure was on.
It was tough. So then that next season is the great year. That's when you go to the Garden. You beat UCLA. This is the game my son was at. You beat UCLA early, then lose to Duke, get a 1 seed in the West, and UCLA's the 2. So, and this is a complaint John had that I think was valid. Why are we the 1 seed playing UCLA in California? You guys get there, and you finish 2 of 17 from 3 in the game. I went and looked this up last night. Do you remember how much time was left on the clock when you guys made your first 3-pointer in the game?
No, I don't.
17 seconds.
Really?
You played the first 39 minutes without making a 3 in that game. The team. And then Sean made one with 17 seconds left, and then you made one with like 4 seconds left, and you guys finished 2 of 17, started 0 of 14 from 3 and finished 2 of 17. And this is what I remember about this. The next week, Final Four is in New Orleans. You're in the 3-point competition, I think, or the dunk competition. Dunk contest. I'm sitting there with John. It's like, I think at Tulane's.
No, it was at
where was it?
Butler University.
Oh, so we were in Indianapolis. Okay, so we're in Butler. And I'm sitting with John Hinkle, and I'm like, how you doing? And he said, if we would have just shot shitty, we would have won the game.
Yes.
If we'd have just because in the first game against UCLA early in the season, you guys.
Yeah, we shot great. We
Yes.
shot great. I mean, we was just, he didn't call too many plays. We was just up and down.
Right.
And I don't think they actually encountered athletes like us at that time.
Right.
So that game felt really easy.
Yeah.
It was just, in the tournament, the stakes are higher and all that. And they switched up their game style. I mean, we like, this ain't the same team. They packing it in, and we like, man, well, we can't get to the hole.
Right.
And then we, missing shots. It was a tough night. And I remember this well because we still had a chance to win. And Cal drew up a play. He was like, looked at me. This is where players are defined. I'm like, oh shit. So drew up a play. I shot the shot. I'm like, yeah, boom. I'm like, it was just a bad night, but we made it to a good play. We could have went further. I wanted to.
You would have been the only 1 seed at the Final Four.
Yes, I wanted to get there and get to that point where it's Final Four, the whole world's watching and all that. Actually, me and Tyrus Thomas talked about this a lot. He was like, we wanted to play y'all.
Yeah, you would have been, because LSU was there, Florida was there, UCLA was there, and then George Mason.
Yeah.
You would have been the only one seed. You'd have been the only one.
I wanted to play. We talked about it a lot. I wanted to play LSU because they mirrored us.
Oh yeah,
Tyrus Thomas versus Joey.
And they had Big Baby too.
Yeah, that would have been
crazy. Just to put a cap on that, in November when you played UCLA at the Garden, 88-80.
88-80. Yeah,
in March when you played them, 50-45.
Yes, it was so
slowed down and ugly.
Because in the Garden we ran them out the gym, so they made sure we're not letting them get on transition.
Right.
They get a rebound, hold it, wait, walk it up. I was like, oh my God, it was just an infuriating game.
I remember it. So now you're back in Memphis, and obviously you're here for tonight. Hoops for St. Jude tip-off. John's back in town with Arkansas. A lot of you guys are going to be here. You told me y'all got together last night at Blue City. Just run me through some of the people you saw there last night that fans can expect to see tonight and celebrate.
Well, it started at the practice. We had, before Blue City, we were supposed to, we went to the practice. Arkansas practices at 1, and then Memphis comes in at 3. So I walked in. I guess I was one of the first to come in and greeted Cal and the coaching staff and all that. Seen Daddy Wags over there.
Yeah.
And immediately after that, Earl Barron walked in, Jeremy Hunt walked in, Billy Richmond walked in, Clyde Wade walked in, Antonio Burks walked in. Tone's like that. He's still the guy to me. When I first came to Memphis, he was the man. He could go anywhere.
My favorite
One
player.
of my favorites.
Yes, yeah, he's
CUSA Player of the Year and CUSA Player of the Year.
Yeah. Burks was just was that guy. He was a pit bull on defense. Who else was there? That's Scooter McFadden.
Great.
He was there. It's a couple other people I'm missing. Root, obviously.
Yeah.
Wesley Weatherspoon.
What does it mean to you to be back?
It means a lot. Just the simple fact that they're honoring us. I know I had a good career in Memphis. Sometimes I would like to come back and, be at the games and, help out any way I can. I don't know why it hasn't come back.
Has there just been a detachment between some of you guys? I get the sense that there has been.
Well, we still keep in contact, but the only thing I can say how Cal ran that program, it was more like a pro style of program.
Right.
So regardless of us having to be a team unit, we were still looking at each other like, I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better than you. That's competition in general.
Gotcha.
You mentioned my senior year, which was the year that kind of catapulted us.
That was the first of the string of good years. Yeah.
That was the year that kind of catapulted us. So he's bringing in CDR, Antonio Anderson, Sean Williams. They had a little freshman, little 4 or whatever. So now I see this going forward. Cal kind of recruits on top of people. So I'm looking at them. I'm looking at CDR's game. I'm like, oh, no, you ain't about to take my spot. So I'm just thinking that. So immediately I set a tone in practice,
right?
Just to let him nah, it's mine. This is mine for right now. Next year you can have it, but this is mine. But that's how he set up the precedents, and we're not as close.
Right.
I do see other college teams who are very, very close knit.
Right.
We aren't there.
Right.
We still have communications where we remember stuff and all this. This was a good point for us to actually come together.
Right.
Remember and see everybody, because we ain't seen each other in a long time. But we weren't that close. Is another point of interest. A lot of the players here feel that Memphis has not reached out.
Yeah.
And that's a shame, because if Cal reached out, he's in Arkansas.
Right.
So why aren't the University of Memphis reaching out to former players to actually come back to
That's interesting. And that usually takes somebody coming in and prioritizing it. They just say, this is what I want. I know other coaches who have gotten different jobs, and the first thing they do is they want to reach out to every notable former player and some who aren't so notable to try to reconnect and bring them back and get them on campus, get them around their players. And maybe for whatever reason that just hasn't been a priority at Memphis. But I as an alum of that school, I would like to see more of that. I would like to see more of you guys around the practice facility, around FedEx Forum.
I haven't stepped foot in that practice facility. I have not.
Wow.
My cousin Demetrius Dyson, he worked for Penny at one point in time. He told me how nice the practice facility is. And I said, bro, I ain't stepped foot in there. Not yet. It's been a little minute. I rolled past it. And even, I forgot who told me, Dozier. He was like, man, I ain't stepped foot in there neither. It's so hard to get in there. I'm like, That's a problem.
And like you guys built on some level, you guys played a role in building this.
We helped get to that level. So
yeah, but that makes me sad. I hope we can fix that.
Yeah, I hope we can too.
I hope we can fix that. How do you hope people treat John Calipari tonight? It's been a long time now since he left. I know feelings got twisted up, but I assume tonight, if you're coming downtown, you want to celebrate the John Calipari era. I assume it'll be nice, but what do you hope to see?
I hope to see a warm welcome.
Yeah,
because of what he did while he was here. I mean, he took Memphis to a place that it never been before. So I would hope he would have a warm reception. I can understand why people will feel differently, but it's been so long.
Yeah.
Story. I actually remember when he was making that choice.
Okay.
CDR was he texted me. He was like, "Man, Cal acting weird." And I'm like, "What you mean?" He's like, "Well, we're having meetings and we're hearing rumors about Kentucky."
Right.
And Cal's a straight shooter. He came in. He was Cal. Well, CDR said he like, "Man, I'm here with you guys, but that's my dream job." I was like, "Oh!" and I said, "CDR." He said, "That?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Ooh." I said,
Did the players get upset with him leaving Memphis?
A lot of them understood.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the players coming in was very, very, very upset. But I couldn't understand because I'm not a college player anymore, so I'm looking at it outside looking in. I'm like, he did what he had to do. And Kentucky would be a dream job for any coach.
That's me. I was able to have, even as a Memphis alum and a Memphis lifelong fan, I was able to, perhaps because I was around so much, I understood. Like I got it. I know how badly, and I don't want to speak for John ever, but I think this is true. There was a time where he's talked about as one of the great college basketball recruiters and coaches in the country. He's gone to 2 Final Fours. Why am I the coach at UMass and Memphis? Why am I the coach in the Atlantic 10 and CUSA? Why don't I have the Kentucky job, the UCLA job, the North Carolina job? And to finally be offered one of those, it was always just going to be hard for him to not take it.
I mean,
it validated him in his own head, I think.
It did, and that's the next chapter. You've been here for dang near a decade.
Yeah.
You established yourself. I can recruit. I can send people to the NBA. I can handle my business here. Now I need to go to, and I was like, I told CR, like, he going to take that job.
Right.
You think so? Would you
right.
not take that? Like, no, he's going to take that job.
That's the other thing. Any Memphis coach who didn't have lifelong Memphis connections, like didn't grow up here, go to school there, is going to take that job under those circumstances.
That's the pinnacle.
Yes.
Like, what you mean? That's you up there with the Dukes. Like,
yeah.
You can make Memphis how we made it.
Right.
But still, it's University of Memphis. No disrespect, but that's Kentucky.
It's a different deal.
Yes.
It is funny, just to circle back, because you mentioned when you guys played Duke that year in the Garden, it was a big deal. I remember this. The New York media was like outside of your locker room and trying to write previews for Memphis versus Duke on, I want to say it was Friday night after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I remember them asking Andre Allen, of all people, so what's it going to be like to play against Duke in the Garden? And Andre said, won't you go ask them what it's going to be like to play Memphis in the Garden?
that was perfect response. That's a Dre response, too.
Yes.
That's a Dre. Talking to... Putting that microphone in my, I'm gonna give you the political answer. Dre, like, oh no, yeah, they got to play us.
That was the South Memphis coming out.
Yeah,
it was so good. Hey, before I get you out of here, just like for people who don't know, what are you up to these days? What's Rodney Carney doing these days?
Well, driving trucks.
Yeah.
Do I want to drive trucks? No, but hey, we got to do what we got to do, right? So, looking to branch off into something else, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
Something with basketball, because I get back here and immediately I'm around all my teammates and. Family got pictures and all that from, I don't know who, they was taking pictures down there, but they're like, man, you look so happy. I'm like, really? You haven't been that happy in a long time? Like, really? I'm like, oh, well. But it was just natural getting down there. And with the practice and with the guys, it's just being around that environment, it lights me up. But hopefully I can get out of that. But trucking went down the hill since COVID. So
yeah.
Just know that.
Yeah, but listen, man, you look good. You sound good. It's just good to see you. I can't wait tonight to be in the building and see everybody else. But, yeah, like they gave me a list of people, and they were like, who on this list, who would you like to talk to? And I said, if I can talk to the third all-time leading scorer in Tiger basketball history, who happened to, we spent a lot of days together in the Fence Center, and it's just it's good to see you all these years later and see you doing well.
Yeah. Another quick little story.
Please.
Arkansas.
Yeah.
They obviously practice. We shooting around, me
Yeah.
and Weatherspoon and all that, and we playing a little game, like 1 on the board, 2 on the board. And one of the Arkansas guys, he was like, man, you wasn't consistently hitting no threes. And Wes was like, do you know? He was like, yeah, you might hit threes. You wasn't dunking on nobody. And then Dozier was like, yeah, I think you need to look at YouTube there.
Here's the thing: these young, they don't know. They have no idea.
No, not at all. So Dozier was like, man, he got the most dunks in Tiger history, the most threes in Tiger history. I'm like, bro, I ain't about to sit here and be like, man, I'm this great. Like, no. You just look at YouTube and you understand, bro. It's as simple as that.
That's so good.
So yeah,
that's so good. Rodney, it's good to see you, buddy.
It's good to be back. It's good to see you too.
Awesome. The Hoops for St. Jude tip-off is tonight inside FedEx Forum. Tickets still available. Ticketmaster.com. Rodney Carney is going to be there along with roughly 36 former Tigers who played for John Calipari. Rodney Carney, third all-time leading scorer in Tiger basketball history. We'll be back with GP's Carryout.
You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The second annual Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic is on Monday, October 27th at FedEx Forum. Don't miss Memphis women's basketball as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or the long-awaited return of former Memphis head coach John Calipari when his Arkansas Razorbacks face the University of Memphis Tigers in charity exhibitions to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the FedEx Forum box office.
We have to notice the sleeve.
Not quite. Just a
Come
little
on.
something.
But you
Just a
said
little.
you're going to add more to it. It's going to.
I will. It'll get there.
Go up.
Tom Lee
yeah,
Park.
yeah, but
Tom Lee Park. What? I
got a
saw
little
the
bridge there too.
Oh, I saw the Grizz Bear, but I didn't see Tom Lee Park.
That's real love right there. You can't cover that up, Zach. You can't cover that up.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Watching the Grizzlies is easy with FanDuel Sports Network. If you have cable or satellite, you're all set. Find us on your channel lineup. You can also use your TV provider login to watch games on the FanDuel Sports Network app. No cable or satellite? Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network online. You can also watch on Prime Video by adding a FanDuel Sports Network subscription. Not sure where to start? Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com to learn more.
Show presented by Ortho South. Big thanks to Rodney Carney for coming in studio.
Dude, that was so awesome. When he walked out of here, I said, man, thank you for the memories, because like the early 2000s, that is when I've always been a fan my whole life, right? Like I came out of the womb bleeding Tiger Blue, but like those early 2000s is when I became a diehard fan.
Sure.
And he was like the biggest part of that. Like he kick-started it.
He was on John Calipari's first NCAA tournament team at Memphis. He was on John Calipari's first #1 seed NCAA tournament team at Memphis. And he was a part of the craziest basketball team I've ever been around, which was the 2004-2000. He had an incredible, incredible career. Think about all the people who have worn a Memphis jersey. There are 2 people who have scored more points in a Memphis jersey than him. Keith Lee and Elliot Perry. That's it.
Yep.
Rodney Carney. Awesome to see him.
Yeah, man.
Awesome to see
That
him.
was super cool.
Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Well, I went and checked yesterday, Big Ben Bennett. I was like, well, how did the Memphis women's soccer program wrap up their regular season? Because they were scheduled to finish it yesterday against Temple. Game was delayed.
What?
Until 1 o'clock today. We had bad weather yesterday.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So they're supposed to kick it off here in about 1:15. Memphis women against Temple to conclude the regular season. You think we're going to get that done?
I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't see why you can't play soccer in this stuff.
You know, I didn't prepare a hype video. All I would say is, take a note from Memphis football's page. Don't look ahead. Don't look ahead. Like, they looked ahead in the UAB game, and it got them. And now they're back. They saved everything. We're all good now. Just don't look ahead.
But the Memphis women do not look ahead.
No, we don't look ahead.
Memphis women don't do that.
Well, look at the
That's
challenge.
more of a Memphis football thing. That's not a Memphis women's soccer thing.
Look at the challenge in front of you. Take care of business.
I think they're going to take care of business. GTG. Let's close it out with another victory. Remain undefeated as we head into the postseason. Memphis women's soccer, Temple today, 1 o'clock.
What's today's biggest game?
I'm going to call it Game 3 of the World Series.
I think that's fair.
I'm very excited about the Hoops for Tip-Off Classic. I'm looking forward to being there. But, God, I just want to sit in my chair and watch Game 3 of the World Series.
I'd probably just put, we're going to be hanging out up top. I'll probably just throw it up on my phone, just lounge a little bit.
I know, but I like to sit in a chair and just watch baseball.
Yeah, I get it.
That's how that's among the many ways I can tell I'm getting old. I've reached a point in my life, all I want to do is sit in my chair and watch baseball.
Yeah, that is an old man thing to say.
I'm ready to.
As you're saying it, I'm like,
I'm ready to be a grandpa.
You got your transistor radio next to you.
I'm gonna go sip my coffee and sit in my chair.
Yeah.
Oh man, you think it won't happen to you, but at some point, you get a chair and it's yours. And it's where you want to be all the time.
By the way, speaking of Hoops for St. Jude, I bought my tickets last night, like I said. Damn good value. You want to watch some high-level basketball in downtown Memphis tonight, you can get a cheap ticket.
Well, Arkansas just beat Cincinnati's brains in.
I saw that.
And in all seriousness, like, in college basketball this season, in terms of freshmen, you're going to be talking a lot about Darren Peterson at Kansas, who was awesome in their exhibition. A.J. DeBance at BYU, awesome. Cameron Boozer, you see yesterday at Duke in their exhibition. He had 24 points and 23 rebounds against Tennessee. So it's those three.
Yep.
But John's got one, too, who could be like top 5 pick in the draft. Darius Acuff, point guard, who was great in Arkansas's exhibition. So looking forward to the Hoops for St. Jude tip-off tonight. But man, I would like to watch Game 3 of the World Series. 7 o'clock, it's on Fox. Blue Jays and Dodgers. Max Scherzer, legend, going for Toronto. Dodgers are countering with Tyler Glasnow. Dodgers minus 160. Toronto plus 180.
This got me last time. Scherzer, man. Goodness. I'll go Dodgers.
Actually, I think I've got it messed up. Let me get the numbers right. It's Dodgers minus 190.
That's right.
Blue Jays plus 170.
I'll go Dodgers.
You want to lay 190.
I don't like it.
That's a big number against the Blue Jays.
I don't like it, but I'm going to go. Glasnow's been awesome too.
Okay. Bennett said go with LA tonight. He's laying 190. First pitch 7 o'clock. It's on Fox.
What's the best thing we've read?
Bennett.
Oh. What? Did I not do it? Oh, my bad. What are we watching on TV?
What are we watching on TV?
We talked about a couple different things.
It's harder than it looks.
We talked about a couple different things there.
I know it's harder than it looks. Pushing the 4 buttons in a predetermined sequence 5 days a week is harder than it looks. I understand.
They're not labeled. I just have to know.
Have you ever thought about labeling them? Should we talk this through?
I need to get. See, I'm in demo mode on this program. I need
every
the real
day I sat down to do 5 more things, and I was like, and it went like number 2, and I was like, I don't know what number 2 is. At some point, somebody might say, "Have you ever thought about putting them right in front of you so you'll never not know what you're doing?" And I'd say that's a good idea.
I've thought about it.
Have you thought about labeling your buttons?
I've considered it.
I know it must be harder than it looks.
It is.
It must be.
It is. We'll get through.
Same thing when I go through the drive-thru and I'm like, I'll have a burger and fries and a drink, and they give you a burgers and a drink and they forget the fries. I go, you can get mad. You can get mad because like I asked for 3 things.
Yeah.
I paid for 3 things. Why couldn't you just give me the 3 things? You can get mad, or you can just say, I bet it's harder than it looks.
That's right.
To put those 3 things that this person just asked you for into a bag and hand it to them. I bet it's harder than it looks.
It is. It is.
Same thing there. I bet it's harder than it looks.
That's right.
What are we watching on TV? I don't know. But can I tell you, I went to the movies this weekend.
What'd you see?
I went to the movies like you.
What'd you see?
Saw the Springsteen movie.
Deliver Me From Nowhere. Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, we went yesterday. It was a rainy Sunday. So we was like, hey, you want to do a family trip to the movies? Let's go see the Springsteen movie.
I've heard mixed things.
It's okay.
Damn.
It's completely watchable. First off, 120 minutes, 2 hours. 2 hours. So it's not 240.
I want to see it.
2 hours is fine. I can deal with 2 hours. Here's what I think it is. You want my official review? Here's my official review of the Springsteen movie. They had the idea of let's zero in on this very specific moment in his life where he's becoming a star. He's got top 10 hits, and everybody's waiting on the next album. And he decides to make a stripped-down singer-songwriter album.
Yep.
Let's focus on this interesting time in his life where he insists this is the album that has to come next, even if there's no singles on it. He's not going to do any press, and he's not going to tour on it. Like, for people who don't know, this is the album before Born in the USA. He's got Born in the USA done. He's got these big hits that come. They're done. They're ready to go. And his record label is like, bro,
do this one.
Lead with this. We don't care what you put behind it. We've got a #1 album. Born in the USA is a hit. And he's like, nope, that's not now. That's later. And this is not unique to Bruce Springsteen. Like lots of artists have done this. The Beatles have zigged when you wanted them to zag. Kanye West stopped rapping. Kanye West became the biggest rapper in the world and then made a whole album where he didn't rap, just sang. This is not unique to Springsteen, but this is very much what he did then. So you've got this neat story that is actually an interesting and compelling story.
Yeah.
And then it felt like, to me, then they tried to just, all right, but what else do we need if we're doing one of these music biopics? All right, we need childhood trauma. Okay, let's drop some childhood trauma in here. Not great relationship between he and his father. Anything else? What else we need? We need love interest. Okay, let's get one of those then. Can we get a love interest in here? Sure. It felt like, let's do a movie about the interesting choice to make Nebraska when he made it and why. And then let's sprinkle in the stuff we need to make it a movie.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Okay. I still really want to see it.
And then let's resolve it at the end. Let's have a scene between I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but let's resolve the childhood trauma at the end. It just felt like not like a piece of art as much as like, this is the way you do these. This is the way you make these movies, so let's make these movies this way.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
I still really want to see it. Like, it's one of my favorite albums of all time, Nebraska. But yeah, I've heard, it's okay. It's okay. And it's been busy. So
now the album is great, but it was just weird for that time.
Yeah.
It's one of those that the first album I remember absorbing as a child from Springsteen is Born in the USA. That's my first memory of him is Born in the USA. So I don't think I went back to Nebraska until like college, probably. Yeah. But you go back to it, it's beautiful. It's
so good.
It's a beautiful, but it's like not what anybody wanted from him at that time.
Right.
So that's interesting. I like that. And that was based on a book, the movie. But then it felt like they needed to sprinkle the other stuff in. Like, let's get some childhood trauma and a love interest, and now we got us a movie.
Right.
And I didn't like that part of it so
I get
much.
it.
But whatever. You won't be bored. But
I'm going to see it.
But if you want to wait for it to come to your streaming service, you could do that too.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
What's the best thing we've
Dan
read?
Walken had a column, Yahoo Sports, about the college football coaching carousel that is going bananas and seems to be on the verge of being the craziest coaching carousel we've ever had. Good column. If you haven't read it yet, you can find it at yahoosports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow will be Tuesday. We'll be looking back at Memphis, Arkansas, looking back at Grizzlies, Warriors, looking back at Monday Night Football. Think about that tonight. Shohei Ohtani.
I love it.
Patrick Mahomes and Steph Curry are all competing tonight.
I want to say this week, this is the week.
That is arguably the greatest baseball player of all time, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, and undeniably the greatest shooter of all time. And they're all playing on TV tonight. It's a fun sports night.
I believe this is the week we get the sports equinox. Yeah, it is. Because when's the next Major League Baseball game? Or when's the next World Series game?
Tomorrow night.
Yeah. Tomorrow night we get the sports equinox.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wait, that can't be right because there's no NFL. Maybe it already happened. It's where all the main sports play at the same time. The NFL, NBA.
Is that not today?
Major League Baseball. There's no college football games on tonight.
Okay, then it's probably Saturday when you get that.
Maybe so.
We'll bet it.
Sorry.
You have anything else you don't know much about? You
Well,
want to
it
talk
just
about
popped
real
in
quick?
my head, and we're about to get off air.
If
so
you have
I just
anything
wanted
else
to
you don't
pull it
really-
out.
if you know any-
Sorry for pulling that out of my ass.
If you have anything else you don't know about that you would like to talk about real quick, we got like
we're running out
we got
of
like
time.
80 seconds. If you want
Okay.
to, anything else you want to?
No, go Tigers. I'll see y'all at Hoops for St. Jude tonight.
We'll see you tonight. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll enjoy mine. We'll meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.